Hi everyone and welcome back to our building tutorial series. Previously we've been working on getting our blocks connected to each other. So at the moment we've got a cable that connects the two together, like so. But at the moment this is just purely cosmetic, it doesn't actually do anything. So what we're going to do in this episode is start enabling that communication between blocks to transfer power from our power source down to our individual blocks. So let's get started with that. So we need to go into our placeable block parent. And in here, we need to change slightly our event connection. So we need to store what we're connecting each block to. So for that, we need a new variable. So go to new variables down here and create a new variable called connected block. And in there, we're going to change the type of that to a placeable block reference. Hit compile. Next, we're going to store that value from our cast here. So drag out your connected block and choose set. And we're going to plug that just after our cast in between our set attach to end component. Now the connected block pin is going to be connected to our cast here. So drag the blue pin across and there you go. That way we're stored what block we are currently connecting to as a variable. So now we've got that information, we can now do stuff with it. Now, the one thing we may want to do is draw power from it. So, we'll need a function. So, make a new function here, and we'll call this one draw power. And draw power means it's going to draw the power from a connected block if it is a power block. So, the power blocks are not sending power, they're simply just sitting there, whilst other blocks are simply sucking away the power from them. So, on draw power, we're going to take our connected block variable out and choose get, and we're going to convert that to a validated get because we want to make sure that we've actually got something connected to us before we try and draw any power. If it is valid, we're then going to take the connected block out and cast to our power parent. So we know that whatever we're connected to is actually got something that's got power. Now as power parent on here, we are going to now take power from that because now we have access to all of its features from here. So we have access to the current stored energy, the maximum energy, and the energy it's gaining per tick, as well as its UI and things like that. But we just need the current stored energy. So on cast a power parent, we are going to take out from there, the blue pin, current stored energy to get. And from that, we're going to take away a cost. Now, the cost we're going to take away is how much power this block is going to cost the other block. So for that, we need another variable to store that value. So go to new variable, choose new variable, and this would be called power consumption. And we'll change that down to a float. And the power consumption here is going to be the amount it gets taken away. So we're going to take that out and choose get, and current stored energy is going to take away, so float minus float, the power consumption. And then we're going to store that back into the current stored energy of the power parent. So drag that out, set current stored energy, and connect that up like so. So it's pretty basic, but there's still work to be done on it because we may have an issue where we're trying to take away power and we don't actually have the power, forcing this number to go into a negative, which is not possible. You can't have negative power. Also, we want to make sure that when we do that, we're not taking the full amount of power, we are capping it. So let's first of all do a check to see if we actually have any power to take away and whether or not we can actually take it away from the full value. So before we get to the set here, we need to do some calculations. The first calculation is going to check whether or not the current stored energy is actually enough to be used. So from current stored energy, we're going to drag that out and do is greater than or equal to the power consumption. So we'll drag that up like so. And that's going to go into a branch there. And I'll go to true. That way you only draw power if the power block actually has enough energy. If it doesn't, then it won't. Next, we're going to check the amount we've taken away. So current stored energy minus the power consumption. That way, if we're doing it with this condition here, this current stored energy cannot be lower than this. Therefore, it should never go into negatives. However, I will still make sure, if I were you, to put this into a clamp to stop that from doing that. So we're going to do a clamp float and make sure it clamps between a minimum of 0 and drag that up to current stored energy. We don't have to worry about the max too much. In fact, we can do the max actually. Let's do the target from as power parent here, and we can get max stored energy. There you go. Just to be safe. And that will get into our current stored energy. So it's going to suck away power. So at the end of this function, we're going to tell it to change a variable and tell it whether or not it's been powered or not. So on variables here, we're going to go new variable, and we go is powered, and you'll make that a boolean. And we're going to set that to true at the very end. Then everywhere else where it branches off, we're going to set it to false. So set that to false there. Set it to false here. And set it to false here. So if it fails anywhere along the line, it will turn the power off. Hit compile. Next, you want to go into the event graph, and we need to set up a time for this to try and draw power. So the rate of power consumption. So let's make a new variable in here, and we'll call this one power consumption rate, and that'll be a float. And at the end of the begin play line, we're going to go and put in a set timer by function name, and the object for this is going to be itself. The function name is going to be draw power. The time is going to be our power consumption rate, and it's going to be looping. So it's going to continuously try and draw power and change that variable along the way. Now, once it's done that, that's it. What it will then do is do another timer at some point when we get round to it, to actually do something when it has drawn power. So like produce a new item or new loot for you to pick up, whatever it may be. But for now, we just want it to draw power. Now, to determine whether or not it has any power or not, let's do a basic version of that function here. So we're going to do a custom event here. And this is going to be the produce. And produce is the event that's going to trigger like the production of items, blocks, other things, whatever it may be. It'll do produce. So on produce here, we're going to check whether or not we're powered. So get is powered, and put that into a branch. And as I said, I want it to be quite simple. I'm just going to put a light on this thing. So do light, and just turn the light off and on based on the power. So do point light, and move that up, and change the color of it so it makes it stand out a bit. Make it green. And at the end of our produce here, when it's true, we're going to take point light and set enabled. What is it called? Set visibility. There you go. Set visibility. We don't need a branch, so get rid of the branch. We can just plug in the boolean straight away. To plug the is powered boolean into new visibility. So there's the function. We now need to set a time up for that function. So at the end here, we're going to do set timer by function name, object itself, function name is going to be produce, and the time we'll make a new variable for, and this would be production timer, or production time, we'll call it production time. Plug that into there, and tick is looping. So now it will call this function every so often. So let's just set up those variables here. So in production time, we'll compile this and set that to every 3 seconds. It'll produce something. Power consumption rate will change to let's say 6 every 6. No, let's do 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds, it'll draw power. And power consumption is going to try and draw. It's going to be, let's say, 2 by default. Okay, remember this is the parent block, so all this stuff is customizable per block. Okay, so let's try and have a look at that now. So on here, we're going to go and push play. Oh, first of all, sorry, we need to make sure that at the start of our placeable block, on the begin play, we're going to do the draw power function straight away as well. It's not only setting up a timer, but you're also calling it straight away. So now the lights should turn off straight away because they're not connected to anything. So we'll do solar panel. There. And still block. There. Okay. And see the lights turned off now. So if I hit this up here to here, hopefully this will now trigger. Wait for the production timer to kick in, which was every 3 seconds, I believe I've done. And the draw power is also set up as well. It's every 5 seconds, I think. Apologies, a slight error I made in the last episode. If we go back to the power parent, when we change the can generate power function into a function, for the case of the solar panel, by default, this is solar panel 1 by default, the return value here needs to be notted, so not boolean, and that will make it so, because you want it so you don't see anything in the sky, so therefore you can generate sunlight. So now let's connect these blocks up, hit the blocks up there, and I'm going to hook the power up to this block here, and we should see it light up and start drawing power. There you go. So this thing is now drawing power from our power block, and we should see our current power here fluctuate up and down based on the consumption. In fact, let's make that a bit better, because at the moment that power is too high. So let's change the pasteable block by default. Power consumption, we'll change that to 4. I think it wasn't going quick enough. So there and there. Okay, now if we watch this, we should hopefully see the number go down. There you go. It goes down, then you go up and go down and go up. It will fluctuate to keep this thing powered up. So because it went below 4, it didn't have enough power to draw from it, so it went out. Okay, so this thing's kind of beefy, it needs more power. So you'd have to upgrade the solar panel to generate more power and so forth. But there you go, that is now fluctuating well. And it's got a steady baseline where it's adding values, take away values, adding values, take away values. And it's doing quite well there, I feel. Good. Okay, so there we have our block connected up and powered up. So what we're going to do next is get this block here to actually do something. So I'm thinking we'll make it like a mining block, so it'll have its own inventory which you can then take stuff from. So it'll generate resources that you can help you build other blocks. So join us in the next episode over my Patreon channel before anyone else. You can watch it there for just $1 a month. So thank you to all my patrons for their continued support and enjoying the content that I've been putting out. So thank you so much. If you're watching this and you haven't yet subscribed, please consider subscribing, as it really does help me out. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye everyone.